the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Okay, abusia for MP for Asutifi North anjese ene no galamsey for no ache ne nyansa kakra bi no waba bonten abekasa na anjese ne nkasa yemu no ode nsem bibiri na tudwa NDC for adada wo mu dada Ghana for Nyankopon egu wo mane mase enkakan kakra na enye den Nyankopon obeyi wo masa twedi ama Ghana for ehunu NDC for wo musuban na wo ye hunu say President John Dramani Mahama wa fairly Ghana for poto abusian for papa no enkasa yemu no wakasa anje se watcher say ono no kwa de na nka wotwam na akwa yi na oduru eye da constituency hono na anje se e wose won frɛ wonabo eye Collins Dauda nka onkan ombusa ne se panyini no ebetimi no akɔ ayi no aboma na oduru hɔ na nka tension ketewa bi e wokrum hɔ na ofrɛ onabo bona manye na onabo ye se oma culture na wasoma eye assemblyman just assemblyman no so no emfa response embre no ntinka onko no oni assemblyman no enkasa na eno na akofa eye saa nneema wi nyina ade abanke se panyini no eka kakra bi nanka mrante no ya akire ne nyansa kakra galamse yes no ya akire ne nyansa na nche se wona bo Collins Dauda wonim se eye ne den chipe galamse ekoso ewo ho anche se wo ye NDC panyini a wo ye panyini wa manyoku nim anche se wodi MP pechida na wonim sene oman no emusitie Mahama ese okun galamse na nso momboa no mo na anche se mo ye galamse no busuafo anche se MP we die nsem bebrebe ebinum kura ka se eye sene asi saa na anche se eto eye mejo Mahama anche se kofu bi ebu ne kunu ya abusuafo na saa nneema we no ani susu na oman Ghana this is the time I was some me jai we na MPP for that da omode eda Ghana for no so mo mama yani enda ho mumintie MP Nsem odu tudwan bi
bodies and forest areas. The security go in to arrest them, and the populace in the neighborhood are telling the security that you cannot arrest them. Why are you coming to arrest them? That looks like this scenario. Eventually, it was said that the member of parliament for the area was himself involved in the conversation. So his name is Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado. He's a member of parliament for Asutifi North constituency. He's a member of the National Democratic Congress, so he's part of the big majority. Now, he has issued a statement that we have to give him the rights of hearing. So we are going to look at the statement. Now, can you go? It's gone off, sorry, it's going to come. Yes, here it is. So he says in the statement, press release, to the good people of Asutifi North and the general public. He says, I am compelled to address the recent unfortunate incident between some residents of Asutifi South and the military task force deployed on the national assignment NIMOS. Chronology, oh, sorry. My touch screen is okay, it's going to come back here. It's here again. So he says, on the 1st of November 2025, whilst en route to a funeral at Achirinsua in the Asutifi South constituency, I inquired from Honorable Collins Dauda, the MP for Asutifi South constituency, whether he was available so we could move together. It goes on. He says, Honorable Collins Dauda indicated that he is currently not in the country, so I could represent him. Upon reaching Fidim, I realized there was tension in the town, so I inquired and was told there was a military operation going on at the gold extraction site. I quickly called back Honorable Collins Dauda to inform him of the development. He asked me to go to the site to enable him speak with the team to ascertain what was going on, because one of the assembly members who he sent wasn't spoken to by the military team. We are not sure what he means here, but I think he's saying that Collins Dauda said that he had sent an assemblyman there and perhaps the military team did not engage with him. Let's move on. He writes further, upon reaching the site with my constituency vice chairman and driver, I introduced myself to the leader and asked that he speaks to the person on the phone. Having arrived at the place, I saw some youth at the site, whilst others gradually massed up. The only advice I could give was for us to move to the police station to officially make a statement and subsequently hand over items and suspects to the police to calm tensions. Upon reaching the police station, it was seen that the major road had been blocked, preventing vehicular movement. Together with the military, regional police crime officer, NIB operatives, Kenyasi police commander, we all remained in the police charge office while statements were being taken. I went further to call in the Zongo chief of UDM to assist us in calming the situation, and he came. Having finalized the handing over of the items to the regional crime officer, the Zongo chief volunteered to pick the military officers into his Toyota Sequoia vehicle because the pickup of the military had been tampered with. What does it mean, tampered with? The Zongo chief is driving the military people? What does that mean? Let's go on. The Toyota vehicle of the Zongo chief had its glasses smashed at the back. By then, I had left to attend other funerals in Trotroso, Jedu, and Wamahiso. I wish to state that under no circumstance will I incite the youth against security officers and any government-planned agenda. As a responsible lawmaker, he says, I offered my support to ensure there is calmness in the area and will always work together with every security agency to maintain law and order. It is quite unfortunate that the police in their stripe, I don't know what he wants to write, failed, and we have not edited this. This is exactly from the statement that we saw. This is exactly from his statement as he puts on the parliamentary, as he has distributed on his letterhead as a member of parliament. We have not edited anything. The word he writes is SITREP. I'm not sure what that's, but I'm wondering, didn't he show the statement to that? Is that not there's a guy called counsel to the minority? Is there not a counsel to the majority, or did he not show it to his leader or something like that? There are quite some unfortunate errors in the statements. Maybe next time there should be a way in which members of parliament put out these statements in a very standardized way. The same way they have a standardized letterhead, I think there should be a standardized way in which members of parliament put out these things. You can't have a member of parliament put out this report, go to all media houses, and then you find these. I mean, I'm not sure it's very, very good. And what's the situation report?
Yeah, situation report.
Okay. So what is the word? It is quite unfortunate that the police in their situation reports failed. Okay. So that's what is supposed to be here. It is quite unfortunate, he says, that the police in their situation reports failed to acknowledge my contribution towards ensuring that calmness prevail. Okay, so I get the point he's making. He's saying that the police obscured the good work that he did. That's what he's trying to say. That the police obscured the good work that he did, and that therefore general public felt that he was doing something wrong. That's really the point he's making. All right. He said the police failed in their situation reports to acknowledge my contribution towards ensuring that calmness prevail. I urge the public to disregard the false narrative aimed at tarnishing my reputation and undermining my efforts to serve my constituents. Okay, tell lawyer to get ready to update us on what the circuit court offense and what it is, so that we can understand it in a better way. He says, as your member of parliament, I want to assure you that I remain committed to the welfare and safety of the Ghanaian citizens and states and other state institutions. Ebenezer Kwekuado MP. All right, let's do a content analysis of what he's put out. Okay, so one, he says to us that he was going, as we say in Ghana, he was going to his somewhere. He was going to a funeral, and then a funeral in UDM. And then when he arrived there, he realized there was tension in the town. So he asked that, he was told that there's a military operation going on at the gold extraction site. So he quickly went to the gold extraction site, but he called Collins Dowda to inform Collins Dowda of the development. Does this suggest that where the thing was happening was in Collins Dowda's constituency? Maybe, because he's Asutifi North, Collins Dowda is Asutifi South, and sometimes the border is just a road. So we can suggest that, I think he's trying to surmise that the thing was happening in Collins Dowda's constituency. He called Collins Dowda, and Collins Dowda said that I'm not in the country. So, no, that was before, he had spoken to Collins Dowda before he saw the event. So he was going to the funeral, and he suspected that Collins will go for the same funeral. That happens all the time. So he called him and said, Wafa Collins, are you there? Can we go together? He says, I'm not in town. No, I'm not in town. I says, okay, then I'm going to the funeral. So when he saw the confusion, he called Collins and said, do you know that there's some problem in your place? And Collins said, oh yes, I have sent an assemblyman there, but the police didn't talk to him. So go there, and then let me speak to the police on the phone. What have the police done? The police have gone to arrest people The police are anonymous. They are doing their work. They are arresting people who are digging illegal gold and destroying our water bodies and making the name of President Mahama bad and making the name of... Okay. Now, let's look at the police statement. Do you have it?
This is the offenses. These are the offenses he's charged with. So
no, where's the police statement?
The police statements can be opened by Saki.
The police statement. Let's get the police statement and so we can bring viewers up to speed on what we've told you what he said. Let's now tell you what the police also said.
Compare.
So we can look at it.
Okay, if they can pick the video shortly, so that's
okay, let's watch the video again one more time. Yeah. He directs CID headquarters to take over investigations into attack on NIMOS director and his team at Hwediem. Asutifi North MP invited to assist with the investigations. The Inspector General of Police, the IGP, Mr. Christian Tete Yohonu, has directed the Criminal Investigations Department, CID headquarters, to take over investigations into the attack on the Director of Operations of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, and his team by thugs at the Hwediem in the Ahafo region. The Member of Parliament for Asutifi North, Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado, who is alleged to have incited the mob and obstructed the NIMOS team, has been invited to assist ongoing investigations into the incident. Preliminary investigations has established that on Saturday, 1st November 2025, NIMOS director and his team intercepted illegal miners operating near Bronichrome in the Ahafo region and arrested some suspects. Exhibits retrieved from them include a side hang bag containing 1 Smith & Wesson pistol, 2 pistol magazines, 21 rounds of 9mm ammunition, an unregistered Range Rover vehicle, an unregistered Toyota RAV4 vehicle, and several mobile phones. While the team were preparing to hand over these suspects to the Hwediem police station, the MP reportedly arrived with a group of men and demanded their release. When his demand was refused, the group forcibly removed the suspect's handcuffs and chased the NIMOS team from the scene. A mob numbering about 600, allegedly incited by the MP, later besieged the Hwediem police station, demanding the release of the miners and seized vehicles. The crowd vandalized the director's vehicle, damaged parts of the police station, and threatened to set it ablaze. Reinforcement teams from the Ahafo Regional Command were deployed to restore order and prevent further destruction. Calm was eventually restored through the joint efforts of the police, the military, and the Zongo chief of Hwediem, who helped mediate the situation and facilitate the safe evacuation of the NIMOS team. The chief's vehicle was damaged during the process, but no injuries were reported. The Ghana Police Service strongly condemns the attack and would like to caution against interference with law enforcement operations. A special operation has been launched to identify and arrest perpetrators to face the full rigors of the law. Grace Ansa Akrofi, Deputy Commissioner of Police, is the Director General of Public Affairs. He signed the statement. So there's quite a discord between the police statement and the Honorable Member of Parliament statement. In fact, in his statement, he accuses the police of obscuring his role. What do you make of that?
His role in bringing peace and stability to whatever was happening at the Hwediem, in the town of Hwediem. It would seem that the police also has a different view. After all, there are two sides to every coin. And so the police statement hinges on the fact that he was the one who actually came with persons to demand the release of the individuals who had been arrested.
He says no. He says he only went there so that Collins Dowda could speak to the police people because
the military officers on the site,
because they had ignored the assemblyman.
That's
what he says. That's what he says.
But I mean, it depends. The burden on the police would be to substantiate these allegations beyond reasonable doubt, which is the standard of proof in criminal matters.
What has he been? Has he been charged with something?
Yes. So they've done. If we could go to the section 204 file, I had opened it before. This. So there have been provisional charges laid against him. So conspiracy to harm a public officer, conspiracy to, and in fact he's also been given a 150,000 CD bail, and he's also banned from traveling outside Greater Accra region, save with the approval from police. And this is allowed. The rationale behind that is bail is simply the court or the police telling you that we are going to let you go. Ordinarily, you're supposed to be in our custody, but we are going to let you go subject to you performing these stipulated requirements. In this instance, before he goes out of Accra, he's supposed to seek police permission.
Is it because they don't want him to go back to the constituency to interfere with the investigations?
Not necessarily so, but that's the general practice. And the rationale is that police officers or the police operates in
But he doesn't live in Accra. He only works in Accra. He's a member of parliament for Asutifi South or North. That's his abode. He's in Accra to attend parliament. If parliament goes off, he goes back there.
Yeah, but if he has a place of residence in Accra and it can be substantiated or it can be shown, demonstrated that he spent a reasonable amount of time in Accra, then the police in Accra may also assume for the purpose of, and moreover, this is the CID. IGP Christian Tete Yohunu directed the CID headquarters to commence investigation. So I think this docket has been given to them for the purpose of commencing investigation or investigating this issue.
Okay, let's come to the charges. What are they looking at?
Conspiracy to assault a public officer, actual assault on a public officer, conspiracy to cause unlawful damage, causing unlawful damage and rioting with weapons. And so these are offences that if
he's being charged with himself routing with weapons.
Yes.
But the story doesn't say anything about he routing.
Exactly. As I said, these are provisional charges. I really am not in the shoes of the prosecutor, so I cannot tell.
Okay.
But these are provisional charges, and it also hinges on what eyewitnesses may have told the police provisionally.
Okay.
Because once you put someone before the courts, the person must be put before the courts for a reason. You must tell the courts that we are bringing this person here on suspicion of murder. You may not have charged him yet, but I say on suspicion of murder.
In this case, has he been charged?
He's been charged provisionally.
There's something called provisional charge.
Yes, so
different from real charge.
Well, it's also
what is the role of provisional charge in the criminal procedure?
It's also a charge, but the reason they do that is most likely investigations have not concluded yet. Ordinarily, investigations are supposed to conclude. A report is supposed to be produced. The docket is supposed to be forwarded from the police to whether it's the Attorney General, Iyoko, or the prosecutor dealing with the matter, and then prosecution commences. But in certain instances, more particularly so when what the matter may be of interest, and when really we do not really have to go and fish. It's not that we're going to find whether or not it's not a murder case that someone ran away. We are going to take fingerprints and then test and see. These are issues where on the surface, maybe they were able to procure eyewitness testimony, they were able to procure the opinions of persons on ground. And so based on that, they have a reasonable cause to believe that indeed these charges can succeed. And so they will do this. However, you have to remember that the standard of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. So you cannot just charge the person and then progress. They would have to go back and do their homework well, so that as the trial the matter is progressing, they will be able to show the courts that indeed, beyond reasonable doubt, the accused person.
So he has showed up in court, from what you're telling us.
Yes, that is so. He showed up. He went to the police.
Why is the court in Accra?
The court is in Accra.
Yeah, but the place where the offense occurred.
For purposes.
Does it not raise jurisdictional issues?
No, for purposes. So these things happen several times. For purposes of expedience, the dockets they may write and request for the dockets to be transferred. It can be for safety reasons. It can be so. For instance, the trial concerning the murder of the Iana ordinarily should have taken place.
Yeah, okay, I remember that. It was in Accra.
But it was in Accra. At that time, court complex had not been built, so it was at the
I remember that
Supreme Court's place. Exactly. But the offense didn't really happen here. So those things, for administrative purposes, if you suspect you cannot assure the safety, maybe somebody may be there who doesn't like what he did, would come after him, or so to play it safe. It's better.
So the jurisdictional issues have not been offended. It's part of the procedure.
It's part of the
administrative
processes.
Okay.
And so as it stands now, this is what he's being charged under. These are the offences. So Section 205 of Act 29 provides that anybody who assaults a public officer, more particularly so in the process of performing their lawful duties, commits a misdemeanor, which is maximum of 3 years in prison. And so if it's found guilty, he will be convicted on that charge. The other offense includes Section 172(1)(a) of Act 29, which talks about causing unlawful damage. For this, causing unlawful damage is a bit tricky because the gravity of the offense hinges or relies on the extent of the damage caused. So, for instance, if the damage caused exceeds 1 million Ghana cedis or has no pecuniary value, the offense is classified as does not exceed 1 million cedis or has no pecuniary. When we say has no pecuniary value, it is has no value. It has no value. It's not something you can purchase with money.
Okay.
Exactly. The offense is classified as a misdemeanor. If it exceeds 1 million, it is considered a second-degree felony. And if it is caused in a way that is likely to endanger life, it becomes a first-degree felony. So it would mean that, as of now, the police would have to go back to the drawing board and then assess the damage that was caused to see where they can fix. So generally, to be called causing damage, reason it is preliminarily, or these charges, and then they would go back, do their homework, and then see where they can fix. It's maybe
What
more
is
than
the
1
state of
million.
affairs? The people who were arrested, where are they now? Do you know?
For that, there have been no notice of it as to whether indeed when they were set free, they were rearrested. But it would seem that the story immediately that, in fact, what happened was the military, they were on their way moving from one town, they had nothing to do with, they didn't really go specifically to apprehend those people. It was when they were in transit that they saw persons engaging in galamsey. And now, as you know, people engage in galamsey by highways, in the hinterlands. So it was upon seeing that I'm sure they got angry, got down from their vehicles and apprehended them. And so it became a back and forth. So I'm sure some calls were made. And that was why when the MP called Honorable Collins Dowda, he mentioned that, he had already even sent somebody there whom the military refused to speak to. Yeah. And so subsequent, the MP claims or says that they came with the military officers and those that were apprehended to the Hwidian police station. And it is at the Hwidian police station that the specific acts occurred. So the police is alleging that he incited the crowd. He is alleging that he came there to more or less try and water down Tempest, because after all, he's an MP. An MP is a leader.
But why is it that when galamseyers are arrested, they are calling an MP? Is there a relationship? What's the point?
Or maybe the galamseyer has a friend who is